Scotland's salmon are struggling, and a big reason is due to the poor condition of many of its river systems. They shouldn't look like this, completely barren with no trees or any other signs of life. Whereas this is a bit more of what Scotland's rivers should look like: fresh flowing water shadowed by beautiful native trees with life thriving between them. And luckily, our good friends at Mossy Earth know this too and are doing something to turn these sad looking rivers into ones that salmon will love. And yeah, that's right, salmon love trees. And for those that don't know, Mossy Earth set up and run all kinds of awesome rewilding projects. And last October, I travelled to Scotland with Dwight and Tom Berry from Mossy, and we had a really productive trip, and I saw firsthand many of their projects. We explored Scotland and friendships blossomed, as did an opportunity for me to officially join their video team. And I've gone for it. Over the past month, I've been settling in. It's got to be like a good 4 or 5 meters. Whoa. I'll be doing exactly what I've been doing here on Leave Curious, but for an organisation and with a team of people which I'm immensely proud to now be part of, doing really great work to bring back nature. So you can expect to see me a lot more over on the Mossy Earth YouTube channel. And for Leave Curious, this year I have a new plan which should mean regular uploads or semi-regular uploads. I'm going to be visiting a variety of rewilding projects. I'm going to be visiting these places and meeting the people behind them, and really just putting them in the spotlight that they deserve. So if you know of any rewilding stories, let me know down in the comments. So for this one, we're in Scotland, and the project sites are focused along the River Dee and the River Tiree. But what exactly is the problem? How have these rivers gotten like this? Well, one of the biggest problems throughout Scotland is overgrazing. Whether if it's open pastures where sheep roam freely, nibbling whatever they like, or arguably a bigger problem to the well-being and the establishment of our leafy friends, is overgrazing from wild deer. There's no getting away from it. This is a real problem for Scottish ecosystems, and it's now thought that there's over 1 million deer across Scotland, and with no natural predators, it's down to humans to keep them in check. And you've got to remember that this has been like this for many hundreds of years. Sadly, humans changing, altering, our tinkering with the land has left many of our so-called natural and wild spaces looking a little bit drab. And these sections of the rivers are examples of 2 areas which need a bit of help. They need rejuvenating, and here's Dwight to explain how it's going to work.
So this is the location where we are going to be planting trees, and as you can see, some of the work has already begun. This was done before we joined this project, but what's really important here is that we're planting a nice mix of native species right next to the river, and that these trees are well protected by deer fences and tree guards to ensure that they can, grow and thrive and become this really important riparian woodland.
So the trees are planted in these islands that are surrounded by some robust deer fencing, and they found them to be pretty effective at allowing the trees a chance to see maturity. And the aim is to plant many of these islands along the river, and in the future, these trees, with species like willow and aspen, they'll naturally spread. And for salmon, trees shade the water. At around 28 degrees Celsius, this is when the temperature becomes fatal to salmon, and with more frequent heat waves during the summer, the salmon need trees now more than ever. Trees that fall in the river create areas where salmon can take rest during the difficult migration upstream. Overhanging branches and leaves that fall in the river create opportunities for insects to live, which the young salmon really enjoy eating, improving the water quality and stabilising the banks of the river, keeping soil and sediment in place that could smother newly laid salmon eggs. So trees are directly important for the salmon, but they're also the pillars to any thriving riparian area. Riparian zones are where land habitats meet aquatic, and this brings a whole host of different species together. And generally, the more biodiverse an area is, the more resilient it will be, and that's why these trees that Mossy are planting are so crucial. And here's the cool part. You can be involved too. You can join the community at Mossy Earth and contribute to not only helping Scottish salmon, but an ever-growing variety of rewilding projects, from releasing the endangered water vole in the UK, flooding forests along the Danube, and planting 120,000 trees in the Fagarash Mountains. Mossy Earth really do get things going, so if you want to be part of the movement, click the link down in the comments. I know I took a bit of a break from uploading, but I plan to be back now with regular uploads. I'm just really excited for this year, and I've got a lot planned. So thank you so much for your support, and of course, thank you for watching. Leave Curious.